tremendous players. I don't think about versatility. I mean, I think about exactly what we're trying to get as far as people at Boise State. I mean, these two guys here, they're smart, they're tough. They do it every single day. They're the most consistent, some of the most consistent players we have on our team. They can play, and they obviously show that on the field. But the reason they're sitting up here, I mean, they represent Boise State. They represent their team. And both these guys, just since they've showed up on campus, they go above and beyond every day, and they're always trying to take their game, their lives to another level. And you know, that leadership, whether it's as a captain, a leader, or it's on the field, you name it, these guys are doing it. So, you know, they're two of our better players, and they're two of our best people. And certainly the reason why they're sitting up here representing us is everybody on our team knows that. And they're hungry. They want to go out there and play. They've had, you know, great prep going into this game. And, you know, I'm excited to see these two guys finish this season, and we're going to have them back, which is more exciting. We get to work with them, keep developing. But, you know, these two guys up here now, they've been fantastic since they've been here. And obviously this season, you know, very proud of their accomplishments up to this point. No, we just put it on autopilot. Yeah, it's already pre-recorded, so we're good that way. I've done it before. I mean, we got guys in our staff that have done it before too, so we're obviously working through that. We lost Zach, and but I've always, you know, I've been a part of that. I know how to do it, and other guys in our staff know how to do it as well. So we'll kind of see how it goes. Yeah. What's the biggest challenge with that schedule, and what you did different this time based on what you learned against Oregon a couple weeks ago? Well, no, the challenge is, you know, we have a banquet after the championship game, and then coaches, they get on the road, and we have that week to recruit, and some staffs have been out the week prior to that. So you feel like you're a little behind that way, but I still feel like at the end of the year, if you're playing in a championship game, that probably does more for you than being out that week. And I'd rather be in that one than be out early. So we get out and we spend a lot of time, you know, trying to go out there and see as many guys as we can, and then we come back. And what happens those first couple days, you're getting back into it with your players. They haven't been out of it very long since the championship game, but just get back to the basics at that point. We haven't deviated too much from the schedule we used against Oregon. Felt like that worked well for us, at least leading into that game. The key this year is, I think players that were in that game against Oregon and had that turnaround, I thought they handled it much better because they've been through it. And they know the turnaround. I thought the week that they prepared themselves in the weight room and kind of getting healthy and taking care of their finals and just getting everything scheduled early because they have to get bumped up with what they do, I thought that players handled tremendously. I thought our leadership on our team was fantastic because we showed up on Friday. We literally got back Friday. We turned around and we had to practice that evening. We have a recruiting weekend going on, and that was probably one of our best practices. The players were energized. They were focused. It wasn't like you were trying to manage everybody and get them ready to go. They were ready to go and prepared, you know, from watching some film that week too. So I've said it all season long about this team. I think the key to our success has been the leadership by our players, and I think it's been a player-driven team, and to me that's been no different in our preparation this week and the time we spent here and the focus the guys have had. So I don't know if it's so much staff-wise as it's been our team just handling it really positively and have done a great job that way.
We'll be with them in a minute. Just let him finish up. Thank you, sir. Any other questions back there?
Pretty simple, Bryan. Just next Saturday to play tomorrow, and how are both games different knowing that, you know, Saturdays push all this Saturday table or ride?
Yeah, final game of the season, and you know, we talked about it this morning with our staff. I mean, we're never going to be the same. This 2019 team, everything changes after Saturday's game, right? When guys come back January 12th, all those seats that seniors had will be emptied, and they'll be filled by new players eventually and things like that. So you take it for what it is, right? It's a special season, a special group of guys, and you want to go out there and you get one more shot. You know, that's the beauty of bowl games and
all the opportunities you have kind of leading up to it. I mean, it's enjoyable, but, we want to go out there and finish with these guys. And, this team in particular has been special. It's been a special group this year with some of the things that we've gone through and the type of leadership we've had on this team. And so, when it's over, everybody will go in that locker room, whatever happens at the end of the game, and then we'll go our separate ways. And, some of these seniors and guys on our team we won't see for a while, and they'll go on and start getting prepared for whatever it is next. I'm excited about that, but it's also one of those things that after that game's over, things are going to change at that point too. But we're focused on just going out there and enjoying this game, all right, and playing our best and, enjoying this team and letting those guys go out there one more time and cut it loose. And obviously, it's been very easy to focus, to be honest with you, because of who we're playing. And when you watch Washington and what they've done and the type of program they have, I mean, that's another part of it too. The focus has been there. There's been no lack of focus from our team because of that, and I think that helps us going into this game. And as far as the game goes, talked about the staff this morning. We're excited. Let's roll. Let's go play. And we've been practicing. After a while, I mean, you can only practice so much. It's time to go out there and find out, what it's going to look like, and we'll certainly find that out tomorrow.
Coach, outside of practice, what have you enjoyed most about being in Las Vegas? I know both teams, you guys have had a really busy schedule this week with a lot of fun stuff in Vegas. What's the week been like for you?
Yeah, well, I think for the players in the evenings, I think they've had a chance to go enjoy. I thought Fremont Street, that's always cool. That's one of the events that you get both teams there, and you get a chance to watch highlight videos and be around each other, and I think they do a fantastic job. And it's just a really cool environment. I've always enjoyed that. I think the players have been taken care of. It's been awesome. They've come back. They've really enjoyed it. As far as, our staff and all that, you're still working. You're still preparing. You're still getting ready for the game. We did get a chance last night, the families, that was kind of our evening to go out, and the families got a chance to go have some dinner and just, for a minute, just take a deep breath and kind of enjoy the fact that we're here, and really try to do that. You work so hard to get to this point in the season. Sometimes you do have to stop for a minute and just enjoy a dinner with the family, enjoy getting a chance to talk with the players, enjoy just sitting back and having a real conversation. And you're going to get back to work and get yourself prepared. But everybody here and even the events, it's not overdone. You still get a chance to do all those things and just enjoy being around your players and your families. And then obviously this environment gives, you a lot of options if you want to go out and do other things. And I think our players and our families have done that. And so, like I said, it's always first class here, and we appreciate it.
Last question for the coach.
Physical. Yeah, they're very good up front. You start with the D-line, all those guys. I think they're fast. I think they're physical. I think they're well prepared. Every time I watch them play, I think the secondary, the whole entire defense, you start working your way back from linebackers and that front seven. They play together, and they do it consistently. And so you got to be on your game when you're playing against that type of front. And then the back end, they're very good. They're very good, best we've seen. And, that will be the challenge for our guys. Just overall, it's not you sit there and just watch, you pop on the tape, and like I said, it's got your attention every single time. And for us, that's a complete new challenge that we've been preparing for, and we've got to go out there and execute and do our job and all those things. But there's a reason why, Washington has had the success that they've had. There's a reason why they have the type of players that they do and how they play. And so, that's very easily seen on film. And I know our guys have been studying, preparing, and know the challenge that they've got in front of them.
Let's meet Coach Harsin's guys over here. We got sophomore receiver Khalil Shakir, and we also have sophomore defensive back Kekala Kaneo. So I'm going to start with you, Khalil. I got a question for you. You had a career best when you were here playing UNLV. In fact, an incredible game earlier this season. Now, do you think being familiar with Sam Boyd Stadium gives you and your teammates any kind of an advantage tomorrow in the ball game against the UW?
I mean, no, we just gonna go in and every week we prepare different. So I mean, we're not really thinking about that game anymore. We moved on, and you know, new opponent, great opponent we're going against. So we just been preparing this whole week to go out there and execute and play well this weekend.
Very good. And I have a question for you, Kekala, and Aloha. You've obviously had some time to study film on the Huskies, obviously. What kind of challenge does the Washington offense pose for you and your mates back there?
They got really good players on that side of the ball, you know, and the things they can do with those guys, they can run every formation, you know, from every personnel. So just having the ability to prepare for that is a challenge itself, you know, preparing for a lot of different things you're going to be able to see with shifts and motions and just how explosive that offense can be if you let them.
Okay. Questions for the players? Right down here.
Same question I asked your coach, is how excited are you guys to play in a bowl game this year after last year?
I think we're really excited as a team. You know, it's just another great opportunity for us to play another game. Hopefully be better than we were last time we played. But just one more opportunity, you know, to be together this year as a team, play with the seniors one more time, I think is just one thing that we're really looking forward to.
I mean, what he just said, pretty much this game just means going out there and putting on one last time for our seniors, you know, want them to go out on a good note, so we're just going to go out there and play hard.
My question is the same as for Coach. You know, what have you guys enjoyed the most about being in Las Vegas? What's your favorite part about this week, you know, outside of practice?
I mean, just the events and all that we've been doing has been pretty fun. You know, like I said, we've been having fun, but you kind of got to balance the having fun with also preparing for a game that we got to play. So, I mean, it's been fun, every single aspect of this whole trip. So, so far, so good, and hopefully we can just go out there and execute tomorrow.
Now that you're the only one team left, but what has it been like working with Jeff Schmidt? What has he brought to the table now that you've had pretty much a full season? What stood out to you about what you've been talking?
Yeah, just a really smart guy, you know, that came in and was able to kind of fill out his defense, you know, the personalities we have on our team and kind of the styles that everybody plays with, and just really being able to utilize everybody in that way and putting you where your strengths are, you know, and kind of setting you up for success that way.
Any more questions for any of the players? Thank you, Broncos. We appreciate it very much. Well done. Let's move over to the home team. The Huskies of the University of Washington. Gentleman that I'm going to introduce to you now is very familiar with this seat right here. Delighted to see him again. Coach Chris Petersen and his comments.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to thank everybody from John on down that had to do with this bowl game. It's actually an awesome game to come to. I think if you talk to the coaches, the players, everybody gets excited when they get to come to Vegas. Too much to do. I think that's one of the challenges, make sure our guys are focused. But from the stuff to do, the opponent that we get to play, to the date of the game, like no one really talks about that, but trust me, every coach and player is jumping up and down about the date of this game, that you actually get to have Christmas. And, you know, we're on the quarter system, so these guys go back to school really quickly. And when you play in late bowl games like we've been playing in, there's not much time off. So the whole thing is really, really good for us, for our kids. We've enjoyed our time here like we always do. And, you know, we're excited to play a really good team.
Questions for Coach Petersen, sir?
Coach, we've been around long enough to know that you want to focus on the game and the players, and that's been kind of difficult. People want attention being put on you. How difficult or awkward has it been having that attention geared towards you, knowing that this is the next to the last meeting you're going to have?
That puts a smile on my face. Say that again. It hasn't been awkward. We have awesome guys, and you know, one of the things that we always talk to our guys about, you start what you finished, and you know, you have to announce these things with a certain timetable, or it's not fair to the recruits. But we're all in this together, all in. You know, like Coach Harsin was saying, this is a 2019 Husky team that will never be together again after 2 days. And these kids have given their heart and soul to this season. And no matter what the record is, they've been all in from start to finish. They've practiced hard. They've fought hard. And it's an awesome group to be around. And so to me, you know, I knew it wouldn't be awkward or anything like that. It's actually worked out fine. Those guys went and recruited. I stayed back and made sure that practices were ready to go, and got a few lifts in with the guys, so I'm ready to go lift-wise. Coach Harsin's out recruiting, so he's not ready to go, but I am. Not any one thing. Just you know, I just think that we've always tried to do it as right as we could. You know, we just in terms of having the players in mind. I think we've always had really good coaches surrounding, you know, our programs. And, you know, I think a lot of guys, you know, talk a good game about trying to take care of the kids and do right by them. But I think our staffs have always really tried to keep that in the forefront and make this thing more than just football. We love football. It's all about football. In 2 days, it's all about winning that game. But it can't just be all about football in your program. And I think that we've always really focused on the right things, and that's probably you know, something I'm pleased with.
The transition to Jimmy as the new coach, have you kind of given him extra duties in preparation for this game, or you kind of just doing it?
No, you know, he's had his plate full, you know, just with the recruiting stuff and all that. And so it's, like I said, it's actually kind of worked out fine because you know, the practices and make sure they're organized, ready to go, and they've done the recruiting stuff, and Jimmy will be fine when this game's over.
How impressive have you been with what Bryan has done in terms of continuing the program that you left behind?
Yeah, awesome. You know, I think I know how hard it is to, like, get a program up and then stay there, and, you know, he's done a fabulous job with that, and a lot of respect for, you know, what goes on over there, because I do know what goes on over there. And, you know, I think, you know, both places, there's a lot of similarities. I think the administrations really support what we're trying to do, and if they don't, you're not going to get it done, so it always starts there. And, you know, just the job to continue to dominate that conference has been, you know, super, super impressive. And I've been happy and pleased, you know, we do. I mean, as long as we're not playing him, I'm a fan. We're playing him, I'm out.
So, Steve, when you look at your 2019 team, what has been the hallmarks of the team when you played well, and what have been some of the troubles with the past?
Yeah. You know, we probably haven't been as consistent on offense as we've needed to be. You know, that's probably been the, you know, the one thing that kind of jumps out. At times we can do some things and we're explosive, and at times we haven't been as explosive as we need to be. And that's probably the main thing. We play in you know, I've said this all along, we play in a tough conference. I mean, there's just a lot of parity. And if you're really not clicking on all cylinders, you're going to get beat. You really will. And, but I think if you look at the scores throughout the conference, you look at our scores, who we played, I mean, these kids fight now. They've been right there, and, you know, sometimes we just haven't executed like we need to execute to get it done.
Steve, as you said, you've always focused or emphasized the non-football stuff as well. And, you know, a lot of former players talking lately about the influence. And Shea McCollum the other day said he wouldn't be the man he is today without your influence. I wonder kind of what that means to you to hear that you did, you know, have that impact off the field with these guys as well as on the field.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons that we've kind of stayed with the philosophy that we have, because I think certainly we know guys, whether they get it when they're with us or when they leave us, I think everybody knows how important it is. And, you know, it's just not me. This thing does not happen, you know, in terms of how we try to educate our players from just the head coach. And that's the thing I think is awesome. You know, Harsin, those guys were all in on it. Coach Legg, Coach Kukowski, Bonifaz, all those guys. I mean, that's in their blood. And so, you know, that's what it's all about, is trying to make a difference in guys' lives.
Coach, a lot of players and coaches talk about when they leave the game, they're going to miss the camaraderie and everything. I mean, I'm sure, I guess you've said the same thing. What's that transition going to be like, and how quickly will you miss it? Right? How long will it take?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm extremely nervous for my wife, for our staff meetings, with us staring at each other. But there's no doubt that that is what I'll miss, without question. A lot of it, you know, I won't. But I will miss these guys, and I will miss our staff for sure. I think that's why so many guys have struggled when they get out of football, whenever that time is, because there's just nothing like the team. And I think when coaches get out too, there's double whammy. There's nothing like the team, and there's nothing like your staff. There's nothing like the guys. And so, you know, that'll be a transition and something we'll have to work through.
Back on the hat.
Coach, you mentioned how that philosophy has been so consistent through the years. I'm wondering on the other side, how do you feel like you're a different person or a different coach from a guy that took over in Boise?
That's a hard question to answer, you know, just because it's so incremental. You know, I think you're changing in this job sometimes month by month. You know, there's just so many things going on, and there's so many challenges, and that's one of the things I've really appreciated over the years is probably how I've grown, changed, developed. And it's a hard, tough process, as we know, but I've really appreciated that. I appreciated that a lot about this job. It's really stretched me out of my comfort zone in a lot of different ways. And I really appreciate the connections that I've had with so many awesome people. And but it's hard to say, like, from start to finish. I've learned a ton. I mean, that's the one thing I do know. Like, there's so many things that have come my way that now, you know, especially after Saturday, trust me, I will have all the answers on.
Final question for Coach, right there in the hat.
The not 24/7, 365 of this job. You know, I've always said, I think there's, you know, we pay attention to different definitions of success, and I have about 4 or 5 of them, but one of them has always been in the forefront of my mind that I've never been able to get done in this job, but is to be able to control the balance and quality of your life. That, to me, is a definition of success. And I've struggled mightily, like I think all coaches in our position do, to control the balance. And really, the quality can suffer when you're spending so much time in just any one thing. And so I do look forward to getting more balance in my life and being challenged in other ways with different endeavors down the road.
Okay, Coach, thank you so very much. Let's move over to Coach Petersen's guys now. And we got senior center, Nick Harris, first one here, and senior DB, Miles Bryan. I'm going to start you guys off if you want. Nick, now, you've gone to quite a few bowl games in your career at UW. How's your situation and time been here in Las Vegas, and what was your favorite part of this whole bowl week leading up to the game?
Our time here has been great, and we've been accommodated by everyone pretty well. The events we've had have been filled with fun. You know, all the guys having a great time. But at the end of the day, we came here to play a football game, and, you know, we have to stay locked in and make sure, you know, we're ready to play and execute on Saturday. And my favorite part, honestly, is just, you know, just being here. You know, Las Vegas, I've come to Las Vegas numerous times growing up. You know, being older now, it's, you know, you can do a little more stuff, and, you know, it's just fun. It's just fun to be here. And
leave that part out.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we're ready to go, and we're ready to play on Saturday.
All right, Miles, I got a question for you as well. I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Kekala a few minutes ago. Watching films, what stands out to you most about the Broncos offense?
Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna give a similar answer since their offense is pretty much like ours. They have a bunch of shifts and motions. They have explosive playmakers outside. They have a quarterback that can run the ball, throw the ball. They have a few quarterbacks that could do that, as well as a running back who's pretty tough. The O-line's good, tight end's good, so just all over the board, they're a good offense.
Okay. Questions for the players now, sir?
Nick and Miles, I know your coach is kind of shying away and saying this isn't about him, but from a player standpoint, how much do you want this for him?
Don't take the bait. Stay focused.
Nah, I mean, like I said, we came here to play a football game. We have to send the seniors out right. We have to win this game. We have to execute. You know, it's a bonus if we send him out the way he should. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's another game that we came here prepared for, and, you know, we're ready to play.
Yeah, like Nick said, it's just a bonus sending him out like that. But this is the last time this team's going to be together. This 2019 team with all the seniors, all the young guys, just having the chance to go out there and play with one another. And I think the best thing we could do as seniors is go out there and pretty much set the tone for the next year for the young guys and the coaching staff.
Chris mentioned taking part in team lists this week. What does that look like?
I mean, you know, he does what he has to do to stay in shape. So, I mean,
I can do more pull-ups than Nick, I'll just tell you that.
that is 100% true. I agree with that. But, yeah.
Sir, right over there.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's very productive. I mean, his stats speak for it. He plays sound defense. He's never out of his gap. He knows his assignments. I mean, that's just what I've seen from the whole defense. I mean, you know, he's a technician. He's really good with his hands, and you know, he's always moving, always scratching and clawing at the last minute of a play to make a play. So, you know, it's going to be important for us to strain and be consistent up front and make sure that we, you know, make sure he doesn't make late plays and, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's countless lessons that he's given us and just countless little phrases that he gives us. And I think one thing that's going to stick with me is how you do small things is how you do all things. So just being that detailed person in life and then just seeing how you being detailed will carry over and make everything easier in your life. So I think that's something I'm going to carry down to my kids. And even if I down the road want to coach football, I mean, I'm going to use some of the lessons that he's given us to help those guys out.
If you're thinking about coaching, let's have a conversation after this press conference.
Yeah, my answer is similar to Miles, but I think one thing that'll stick with me is our definition of excellence, and it's just doing common things in uncommon ways. You get caught up in such a schedule and a routine, and you just, you know, sometimes you feel the need to do things just, you know, average just to get by. You know, and having that saying in the back of my head always makes me think, to be great, you got to do certain things in ways that other people aren't. So I think I try to keep that with me, and I'm gonna try to instill that, you know, down the road into my kids and, you know, whoever's around me.
Miles, you kind of touched on a little bit with their offense, the way that they run the ball. What have you seen specifically how they attack the defense around?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of shifts in motion, so it gets the defensive eyes going everywhere. And then, like I said, they have playmakers, so they put them in position to make plays, whether that be a fly sweep or regular inside zone or just one-on-one throwing the ball over your guy. So, I mean, that offense does a good job just making plays, being explosive, and putting those guys in position to make plays.
I'm not funny.
Nah, I think my favorite like memory is during fall camp when we have like our Husky Olympics and we have teams, and at the end we do skits and stuff like that. And it's always most of the skits is always someone imitating Coach Pete, and it's just funny seeing his reaction and seeing how he hates the attention on him and stuff. So I think that's probably the best memory of it.
I think mine would have to be one team meeting I think he came in. He was dressed pretty nice, so everybody in there was hyping him up. And then he broke out in a little dance. So that was something that nobody really saw before coming from him. So that was pretty good.
Final question back here.
Yeah. Definitely did not plan that. You know, like Coach Harsin said, this thing is like, you know, it's not about me. This is about two programs. It's about these kids. It's about these seniors. Like they're going out as well. And this thing shouldn't, you know, no coach is trying to make this thing about them. It's just not. And so I'm excited to, you know, be part of this thing next 2 days and watch these guys compete and have a blast, you know, playing this game that they love to play. After that, who knows what holds for these guys, any of these seniors. You hope they get a chance at the next level, but you never can predict that stuff. And so that we need to enjoy this moment, this day, tomorrow, and certainly that game.
Okay. Huskies, thank you so very much. As you can see from the comments from the dais up here, we're going to have a heck of a ball game tomorrow. So really looking forward to it, and thank all of you for your participation today. A couple of notes before we get out of here. Those of you that are approved for game credentials and have not picked them up yet, you can do so in the back of the room. Jeff, can you raise your hand so they can see where you are? There he is right there to see Jeff Seals right there. He will take care of you. And if you need luncheon tickets and are supposed to get them, you'll get those from your respective SIDs, okay? And last but not least, make sure you use the suite holders entrance tomorrow at the Press Tower. That's the Toyota Press Tower at the Ball Yard, which is located on the west side of the stadium. And if you're not familiar with the stadium, the west side is the side where the mountains are on. Now, that'll really screw you up because we're in a valley and we got mountains all the way around us. But that's the deal. Thank you so much for attending. The luncheon follows. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
All the best to you.